Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I'm going to keep today's vlog most likely short as well because, well, we got back from my grandma's memorial service. That was it started at 1 o'clock. We left at noon, and then it went until about 4 o'clock probably, close to that time, and then by about 4:30 or so we ended up getting to the pizza place for like a late lunch, early dinner kind of thing. So that was what my grandma really wanted, and so we went there, and then we got back at like maybe close to 7 o'clock or something like that, which Jack didn't actually come with us for pizza. He went actually over to his friend, was having a birthday party today, this sleepover, so he went there. So he just left from the memorial service afterwards. And it was just like a, if you wanted to come to the pizza, to come get pizza, you could, kind of thing. So anyway, so we ended up getting back home at like 7 o'clock or something like that, around that time, and my mom went to bed like right then, and then my dad went to bed at like probably 8 o'clock, 8:30, right before 9 o'clock, and then me and Matthew were sitting upstairs watching YouTube, and we both actually like hardcore passed out on the couch. And then I came downstairs, was like, okay, I need to go to bed. And Matthew was like, yeah, I need to go to bed too. So he's actually upstairs sleeping, and I just thought that I'd, real quick do the vlog thing, because today it wasn't, I don't know, it was weird. I don't know how to describe it, because like today I thought like, oh, like I'll feel like, I guess, like closure or something like that, like, that my grandma's gone, or something like that. And to me it still didn't feel like that. Like, it was weird because we went to go set up, the service started, or I guess the open like memorial kind of thing started at 1 o'clock, and we got there though at noon to like kind of set everything up. And when we got there, my aunt, who's my grandma's sister, and then her two kids and their family, and stuff like that, they were there. And so, and that's normally who ends up, with my aunt and my grandma, and then my aunt's her two kids, and there's 6, I guess, grandkids of hers, and then there was my grandma, and then my mom, and then us 3 grandkids, and our family. And so, it's more of just our immediate family, and that's normally who we'll celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and, birthdays and things like that with. And it was weird because, like, when we first were starting to set up and stuff like that, like, it felt weird because I was like, where's my grandma? Like, she's not here, like, normally that's who we celebrate, like, again, close parties and things like that, and family get-togethers, stuff like that with. Sometimes, there might be like an extended aunt or something like that and whatnot, for other holidays, but for the most part, that's our kind of immediate family, I guess, because my mom's the only child of my grandma, so if not, it'd only be just us, which we do, but, for, I guess, our larger family parties and things like that. And so it was just weird, like, I kept, like, expecting to see her come walking around the corner, like, with her little walker and stuff like that, and it was just weird that I never saw her, and, I kept expecting, like, to see her and stuff. And then once, all the people started getting there and stuff like that, which, they'd actually said that, the pastor who did our service, who was actually my grandma's high school friend as well, that in all of his years of doing, services, and that he had done at that funeral home before as well, was that they never had a size that large. They actually had to have people sitting in the other room because of how large the service, or, people that were there for the service was. And there were people too, like my 2 friends came, but they didn't stay for the service. There was multiple other people that ended up coming and just didn't stay for the service. There was multiple people too from our old church and from, my grandma's friends and things like that, who didn't end up coming, or a lot of them too, because this weekend was really weird because it is spring break weekend technically, I guess, in our town for a lot of people as well, in kind of our area, that is spring break week. So a lot of people have been on vacation. So a lot of people we knew weren't going to be there anyway that did say that they had wanted to be there, And so again, a lot of people that we knew would have been there but weren't there. And so, there's just like so many people, which was like amazing because we were just like, floored by the amount of people, again, that like my grandma had been so involved within their lives and stuff like that. And it was really sweet too because like my grandma's, or my aunt's, her 2 kids, she has a son and a daughter, and the son's wife, her whole family was there, and the daughter's husband's whole side, of his family, a lot of their family members were there as well. And so it was just, like amazing that they were, I felt like that was really sweet too, that, a lot of them ended up coming, and then too, just like, all of the extended family, you know what I'm saying, guys, but there were just so many people and friends and stuff like that, grandma's high school friends and all kinds of people that were there, that it just felt really weird though. Like, again, I didn't feel like she wasn't there. I felt like she was just like, she got lost in the crowd, and stuff like that, like that she was still there, but she just like wasn't, like I just never saw her or something like that, because my grandparents too, they were there. My mom's dad's whole side of their family, a lot of my mom's half siblings and stuff like that, they were there as well. And I only saw them like once or twice at like that end, towards the end. Well, I think there was random people and stuff like that here and there that I ended up seeing, but like a lot of people I didn't even see till the end, so it just kind of felt like I just never saw her. Like, and I thought today, like, I feel like, oh, like she's actually gone, but it still doesn't feel like that to me. Like, still doesn't feel like she's not here. Like, I don't know if it needs to be like that closed family get together or something like that I'll finally feel like she isn't here, or what it'll be. I really don't know. And it's just like, I really started, my mom and my uncle, my grandma's sister's son, they both did eulogies, and that was scripted. We already knew they were going to. My grandma had asked that they both do one. And then my aunt, my grandma's sister, and then another, we call her aunt. She's been a family friend for years, since like they were all like little kids and stuff like that, or high school, I don't even know really, but just as long as I can remember, even before that, probably since my mom can remember too. And then she did one, and my grandma's friend of like, I think 50 years or 60 years or something like that, she also did a speech as well. I think that was pretty much it. My uncles got me a little teared up, my mom's did too, but then what really did me in was they sang Swing Low Sweet Chariot, and that song my grandma, she would always sing when we would go walking at her old condo. There was like a river, and there was like all of these, like, for some reason, I don't know why, it just like randomly came to my head when they started singing this song, which I had like thought of, since she'd passed away, but I had never like sang it or heard anybody else sing it since then. And me and my grandma would always go walking along this like river bank kind of thing, and there was always all these like weeping willow trees, and we would go walking, and that was like the song my grandma would always sing, but she only knew the first like verse section of the song, and so they sang like the 3 sections of the song, I guess. I don't even know if there is 3. I have no clue how many there are. But my grandma only ever knew the one, so I only ever knew the one. And she was the only person that I really know who ever sang that song to me. And so I like hearing that song was just like the only song that I have, I'd only ever heard it through her singing it. And so that's why I cried a lot during that song. I didn't sing it at all because I was crying so much. And then they sang Amazing Grace, and that song I was able to get through. But they sang verses in there that I didn't know either. But again, when they were singing it, I pictured my grandma singing it, who my grandma, again, doesn't know many verses to many songs, and she was also tone deaf. So when I heard that song, I envisioned her singing it. So yeah, today was definitely a rough day, but it was good. It's weird because, again, I still don't feel like that, like she's totally gone, kind of like a I'm missing her kind of thing. Like, it just feels like she was just like not there today. And I mean, I know that's probably normal, like, and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, it just feels really weird. And like today I was expecting that, because like when my great grandparents passed away and they were both had their funeral services at the same funeral home that we did, they were both in caskets and then they were cremated. My grandma was cremated, she just had an urn there today. And so, like, I don't know why, I remember vividly my great grandma seeing her in a casket, and I knew that she was gone, you know. And like with my great grandpa, I can't vividly remember seeing him, but I remember being there, and I remember I would have seen, like, I don't remember vividly again seeing him. I remember my great grandma because I remember exactly what she was wearing, like exactly what she looked like for some reason. I don't know why. My great grandpa I can't really remember, but again, I knew at that moment like he was gone. I don't know, maybe because of that, like I just don't have that feeling of like she's gone. Like it just feels like she's just wasn't there today. Like she's just not here right now. Like it just doesn't feel like she's gone. And again, I mean, that's the only real like immediate loss or really funerals I've ever, you know, been to family wise, and people who I see a lot and stuff like that. I've been to, you know, I had a great uncle who passed away, but you know, we only saw him maybe like once a year, and you know, a couple other, you know, family, friends, things like that. But you know, nobody, with the exception of those two, my great grandparents, that I'd ever been to a funeral, was like, okay, they're really gone. And I was also 5 when they passed away. I think 5, 6 years old maybe, or something, or it might have been 5 when both of them passed away. Within a year, I think they did, or something, or close to that. So it was just like within that time frame, you know, I was still little, and I just remember seeing my great grandma in the casket and being like, she's not gonna wake up, is she? Like, again, this is my 5-year-old brain going, she isn't gonna wake up. I was like, so she really is gone. Like, you know. And with my great grandpa, I don't know why I remember this with her, and I wasn't even really that close to her, and she was the first one to pass away too. And I just remember like being like, okay, she's gone. Like, you know, like legit, like that was in my mind. She's no longer here. And you know, I felt the same way kind of with my great grandpa as well. And with him though, I remember the last like thing I remember though was that we went to visit him at my aunt's, my grandma's sister's house. That's where he had passed away when he was in hospice care. And I remember going and seeing him like while he was, you know, very last days. Like he wasn't speaking, he didn't open his eyes or anything like that. And I just remember like giving him a hug. That was the last thing I remember of him. But that was also too like a he's gone kind of thing, like that it was, you know, like solidified that kind of. And for my grandma, I just, you know, the last thing I remember was the Saturday before she passed away. You know, she wasn't that bad. She still kind of could like get up out of bed. She was still like, I need my laundry taken care of, I need this taken care of, you know. And then within a week she was gone. And then today there's no body, you know, it's just an urn, and it just doesn't feel like that, you know, she's gone. It just kind of feels like she's still sick kind of thing. And I don't know how to really feel that like she's gone. I don't know if it's a good thing that I don't feel that way, or if it's not. But I keep like every once in a while I'll be like, oh my gosh, she's gone. But it hasn't sunk into me yet like that she is. And like I said, I thought, you know, because again, that was my 5-year-old self when I was little, and seeing my great grandparents, you know, at their funeral being like, okay, they're gone. But for my grandma, it didn't feel that way. You know, there's just a picture of her up there in an urn. I was like, okay, that could be any vase, you know. It doesn't mean my grandma's in there. You know, it just doesn't feel like that for me yet. So yeah, guys, today it was like a roller coaster of emotion, because I was happy my friends were there. I was happy I got to see them, and I felt really good because my hair's all done up. And you know, whenever I actually ever have my hair down, which you guys almost never see in any vlogs ever, you know, I feel good. I did my makeup and stuff like that, and as soon as I got home, got dressed out, changed on my dress. But you know, all that kind of stuff, like, you know, and then all of a sudden I'm bawling my eyes out, and you know, all this stuff. And so oh yeah, guys, today's just been a difficult day, and I also have just about no memory left on this SD card, so I need to end this vlog and take care of all that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.